Hello everyone, this is Prem Kumar and this video is regarding my laboratory assignment 3 virtual machines and containers of EE542 Internet and Cloud Computing. The goals of this assignment is understanding the requirement of virtual machines and containers, creating a containerized experiment, understanding different container types, converting a .ns file into VM version of .ns file and simulating it on MyData Lab. Virtual machines. Virtual machine is an emulation of a computer system. It provides functionality of a physical computer. And there are two types of virtual machines, system virtual machine and process virtual machine. System virtual machine provides functionality needed to execute entire operating system and it implements time sharing. Then memory overcommitment may be applied to manage memory sharing and it is very popular for embedded systems and real-time operating systems. Whereas process virtual machine or application virtual machine executes computer programs in a platform independent environment, and it is created when a process is created and destroyed when a process exists. Then there are different examples, that is parallel virtual machines PVM and message passing interface MPI. Now let us see what is Chemo. Chemo is a quick emulator which was written by Fabrice Bellard, and it is free and open source emulator and it performs hardware virtualization, hosted virtual machine monitor. It has multiple operating modes, that is user mode emulation, system emulation, kernel based VM hosting, then Zen hosting, and it can do emulation for user level processes, and it allows applications compiled for one architecture to run on another application or operating system. Let's see what are the steps involved in creating a containerized experiment. First, I would like to log into my editor lab. So I have successfully logged into my editor lab. Here I would like to transfer the .ns file to my editor lab. So it is copied. Now let us run the program. It takes some time to create. As you can see, the experiment is successfully created. Then we can access it through this HTML, through this link. As I said, these are the steps involved in creating a containerized experiment. Then, as I have explained, this is the command and this is what appears on the screen when it is successfully created. Then the next step that needs to be done is we can SSH into a particular node and see what is going to happen inside that. So this is the visualization.png file that is created. So the next step is we need to find out what are the different container types that are present. So there is something called embedded P node, Chemo, OpenVZ, and these are the examples that we can do. And this is the command that we run, and this is the output that we get for default container called Chemo. The next thing is mixing containers. Here I would like to tell you one thing. The process of creating a containerized experiment remains the same. As I showed you in the terminal, it remains the same for every experiment. The only change that we do is we run different commands. That is, in the share containers, this particular command, here is where we make certain changes, and few changes are also made in .ns or .tcl file. Here I am using OpenVC type operating system, and this is what is being generated after successfully swapping in of the experiment into MyDitar lab. The next step is setting OpenVZ parameters. We have different parameters that are present for OpenVZ, and I have used one of them, Ubuntu, this particular thing, Ubuntu.4 x86-64. Then the next thing is setting QEMU parameters. QEMU has a maximum of 7 nodes that can be generated. So I have been used in my experiment 5 nodes, and these are the 5 nodes that have been generated, and this is the share command that has been used. The next thing is changing the packing factor. Packing factor in sense the number of packages that can be generated. So here I say 2, so that is why the first node has been created, and with that there are other 4 nodes, that is one-to-one connection between 2 nodes has been seen, and this is the command that is used. Then the next thing is more sophisticated packing or multiple passes. So this is one, these two are examples of multiple passes. This is one such example which has 3 LANs, and then they are connected to many nodes. And this is also one of the examples wherein we have different branches and different nodes are present. These two are also examples, but this particular thing is multi-cloud example. Then it's the same thing again. The last thing that we do in this experiment is converting .ns file to VM version of .ns file. So I would like to show you the VM version of .ns file. Particular file or script shows us the VM version of .ns file that has been created, and this particular file is used for simulating an experiment in MyDitar lab. Here you can see this figure shows us the swapping process that takes place in MyDitar lab, and once the swapping takes place successfully, this particular diagram shows the successful swapping of the experiment, and then this shows the network diagram that has been generated. This is all about the lab 3 of EE542, and thank you for watching this video.